Okay, I think we can start right now. Thank you very much for your patience, and thank you very much for being there. Normally everything should be all right. Thank you very much for taking part into this live stream. Before we just start talking about everything. My name is Nathan and I am working in Balkans. We are an NGO that helps young entrepreneurs starting into their initiative, and it's especially related to social activities and to social entrepreneurship. On this day, we will be talking about how can social entrepreneurs promote cultural and artistic activities. And I am today with Gina Larson from House of Urnebes and Gjyljana Bakalli from Almanart. And I would like to, excuse me, sorry. And so if I just may ask you, to both of you, how did you get the idea to start this initiative? So it's up to you. Maybe Gjyljana, you would like to start about talking about what you do.
Thank you, Nathan. Good morning, everyone who's listening, and I'm a representative of Almanart team, and I have had this idea at least 2 years ago. I've started implementing it last year. I'm a person that loves to have free times, going to the theater and everything related to art. And I was going to a course that was helping us to produce podcasts and videos 3 years ago. And there I had this kind of idea, and that has evolved during times, and that has the form that it is now. It is mainly related to my hobbies and how I want to spend my free time, but also having in mind the thing that art is a very important means of education, and we want to give people information and also helping them to know what is going around the city where they live in Albania. So we have created this kind of calendar, which is based on daily activities happening all around the country in bigger and smaller cities. So we have this kind of calendar that promotes different kind of categories like theater plays, films and movies, so festivals, concerts, and also nightlife events or stand-up comedies and everything that is related to art, even workshops or competitions happening in this field. Probably it was kind of sign of luck that I started this idea, and after that we have had also opportunities to do different things, like producing a short movie about violence for women based on a book in Albanian language and also with subtitles in English. And also we have created podcasts about different topics, social ones related to art, about movies, about human rights and how it is preferred or how it is used in movies, and also about what's happening around Albania, and even theater plays or comments about different activities happening in Albania, giving our opinions. Very honest ones, and now we are producing kind of podcast and video cast with what is happening around Albania during the weeks located in different countries, located in different cities, of Albania. And now we are working to create a mobile app where people can buy tickets or to pre-notations to go to these events. This is what's going around. We also have been registered since last month as a legal business in Albania, and we are now implementing all those ideas.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much, Gjyljana, for this very exhaustive and broad description of your activities. We'll get back to everything that you talked about, and maybe I can ask you, Gina, to describe what you do and how you started your activities in Smederevo, so Serbia, because Gjyljana, you're in Albania.
Cool. Just real quick, congratulations, Gjyljana, on finally being registered. I know sometimes that can be a big old process, so I'm glad you finally overcame that obstacle. Congratulations on that. Yeah, I'll just really quick introduce myself first. My name's Gina Larson. I'm from Denver, Colorado originally, but I've been living in the Balkans for the past couple years at this point. I originally came here as a Peace Corps volunteer, and that's actually where I met my now husband, Nenad. And at first, we were working on art colonies. So basically this idea where artists from different backgrounds would come together for 2 weeks, live together, create together, etc., inspire each other. And these were such beautiful experiences. We really became kind of obsessed with this idea of finding ways to bring different artists from different backgrounds together in maybe a more permanent way. And that's how we got the idea for House of Urnebes. So for the past maybe 4 years, we've been working on renovating a 4-story house in Smederevo, Serbia, with the concept being a place where, again, artists from different cultural backgrounds and artistic mediums could come to live together in an informal way, and either create something together or inspire each other's individual creations. So what the space looks like is we basically have a coffee shop / concert venue on the first floor. The next floor up, we have hostel-style dorm rooms, bunk beds, basically. And then in the attic, we are planning on putting an atelier. So basically a place for like paints, easels, shelves with supplies, hopefully to grow that into other things, sculpting, etc. And then 5-year plan, we would like to maybe put a recording studio in the basement. Again, just a place where artists could have all the tools and come and create together. And then we also find a lot of value in like living together. There's something intimate and interesting where people can learn from each other just by like waking up and making breakfast together. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's really really interesting and really related to both of your activities. It looks like it's really about promoting or enhancing artistic creation or everything related to this. So I wanted to ask you, how do you interact with the local community? How do you interact with the artists in your area? How do you manage, for example, to meet them or to ask them to participate in what you do, either in artistic promotion, as you do, Gjyljana, or either as artistic production? Gina, I don't know who would like to start first. Maybe Gina?
I can jump in. Yeah, sure. So in terms of local artists, I would actually say just putting yourself out there, being active in the community is the best way to meet people. A prime example would be we met a friend a couple months ago who asked us if he could have his 18th birthday party in our basement. We have a basement with like large pieces of graffiti on the wall. It's basically just an empty room. It was really easy for us to be like, yeah, you guys can go down there and have pizza. That's no problem. And that snowballed into he has a bunch of friends who are also artists, and one of them ended up messaging us on Instagram and said he'd like to organize a rap concert in our basement. And at first I was like, honestly, we just have an empty, like we don't have speakers, we don't have microphones, we don't really have anything. And he was like, I have speakers, microphones, mix set, an opening act, like marketing ready to go. I was like, how can I say no then? So just to answer your question, I would say if you put yourself out there, opportunities will come your way. Additionally, we've hosted a lot of projects with international volunteers. For example, just helping with renovation of the space. And you would be so surprised how many people are interested in traveling somewhere to be a part of something and to contribute to the place they're traveling to. So we've had a lot of luck, honestly, with just advertisements on Instagram, offering maybe a free place to stay and free food in exchange for volunteering. And we've met so many people from so many cool countries. So I would definitely recommend anybody who's getting started on working on a project or idea, see what you could offer if you could get volunteers involved, because people do like to be involved in interesting, cool projects.
Oh, okay, okay. And yeah, talking about this, this is one side of artistic creation. So people are volunteering to come. But for you, Gjyljana, how is it when you want to promote some local activities? Do people tend to first go to you and ask Almanart to publish some things, or do you make your own research in order to help them gain more visibility on what they do? And
I want to thank Gina about her experience firstly, and it's such a great thing that is happening in Serbia. About your question, it's both of them. It's combined because sometimes when artists need support, they contact us directly and send us the link of their event, and probably sometimes they think we are managers and we can suggest them to other festivals or concerts happening around. But we are not doing that right now, probably in the future, but who knows? And in other cases, we do our own research to help and give this promotion to this kind of artists, mostly the newest one, and also happening in smaller cities. It's summertime and a lot of things are happening even in Albania, mostly focused even on the touristic side of art. But yeah, we combine both of them, getting information by artists and also researching and looking for this kind of information in all kind of ways, websites or even social media or LinkedIn, everything that can be possible happening even in streets when we see something that we couldn't see before. And even social media has its own good and positive ways to promote activities through ads. And yeah, this is how we work. We want to collaborate more. We consider Almanart to be a platform to be more interactive, absolutely, but we're working on small steps, that everything will take its time. But our idea and our small idea, we can say, it is quite known amongst artists and people that are frequenting those places. So we have gained a small part in the information platforms to help them, absolutely, and also helping artists.
okay, I understand better. Thank you very much for both of your answers. Yeah, regarding this, you were talking to me about social medias and about how it helps getting some visibility or how it helps interacting with the artist. And my question is specifically about how you use social medias. What is the place for you that social medias have in your professional activity? Do you think that it is the first way of meeting artists and to connect with them? Or is it maybe because Almanart you have a website? Do many people try to contact you on the website? I was just wondering.
Yeah, absolutely. Social media is very important because a lot of people are finding there all the information that they need about all different topics. And yeah, it is our main job. We work on the website and we publish everything that we do on the social media, including Instagram mostly and Facebook, and also giving some hints and giving the best article or possible social media advertising, even in LinkedIn, and also we are producing videos for YouTube. And these are very different ways to manage all of our work that is mostly based on the website and social media. So we first promote that in the website. We also get contacted by the website for different things. We are now doing an ad, mostly in Facebook, about some cultural guides in Tirana, the capital city. And a lot of people has contacted us even in Facebook and also clicking to the website because the link goes to the website. And yeah, we are trying to do the best, to use social media for the best and for the sake of our work, and to promote artists, why not?
Oh, okay. And what about you, Gina? Thank you very much for your answer, Gjyljana. What about you, Gina? I saw that you had a TikTok or you use a lot your Instagram webpage. Is it some interface between?
Yeah, no, I was sitting here listening, so impressed with all that Gjyljana's done, because we we're not open yet. We're still in the process of renovating the building, so our social media activity is definitely I would say sporadic, but we have had success. For example, on TikTok, we've been doing a lot of renovation progress videos, and those have had a lot of great success. And we use Instagram to contact artists to advertise for projects, and then also just be in touch with the local community. But I actually foresee that once we're doing more full-time activities, for example, right now we don't have a heating system, so the winter pretty much nothing is going on. Also, I have a job, so that takes away from also some things. So I think once this is like a full-blown operational business, continuous social media activity will be nothing but beneficial. I will also say though, whatever benefits we get from being active on social media, we've had equal benefits from being active in person in the community. You know what I mean? Having yourself out there, showing up to other people's concerts, projects, events. I mean, this isn't in person, but showing up to activities like these, like, I also think finding your communities and supporting what they're doing, you will see them come back and support your activities double fold. So yes, definitely social media. We've had so much success there, but also be out with your people because those are your foundation.
Okay, and to go back to both of your answers, I was thinking about the way you use internet and like social medias and websites to promote art. And regarding two of your specific projects, Gina, you had a virtual art gallery. You were talking to me about the struggles you had during the winter because it cannot like let the house being open. And Gjyljana, about the podcast you mentioned. Do you see it as an alternative to promote cultural activities when you cannot host them or when you cannot do it physically, let's say? Maybe
Yeah, sure. I
Gjyljana, you
can
could
jump
like to,
in.
or maybe Gina, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it is an alternative. I think I wouldn't advocate for it totally replacing in-person collaboration. I think there is something special about that. But like you were mentioning, Nathan, we can't have people here during the winter. They would literally freeze to death. It's so cold without heating. It's just a big concrete box right now, basically. So we were trying to find a way to still accomplish our mission, which is to encourage cross-cultural collaboration in the arts without actually having the physical space ready. And so we've actually organized a few virtual projects. The first one we did was called Project No Translation Needed, where we connected different artists and had them create artwork based off of words that they taught each other in their native languages that didn't have an exact English translation. So it really like involved the artist talking and trying to describe a word where there wasn't just an exact translation in their mutual language. And that was really cool. And then the other one we did recently was a project where we had a group of artists same thing, create their own individual piece of art around, there's 3 of them, the mind, the body, and the soul. And then we had a group chat with all the artists where they were discussing how their different cultures or, just financial backgrounds or anything. There's so many things that can affect their idea of what the mind, the body, and the soul look like. And that was really interesting. And yeah, I think because the internet and social media has become such a necessary evil of an artist's life at this point, it was really cool to connect people and give them a way to chat deeply. But also we've seen lasting connections. It's fun to see when some of these artists who have participated in our projects post something new on social media, and the first 17 likes are people that they've met through our project. So they're online, they met online, but they are there supporting each other, and just being interested in what each other are doing, and maybe even continuously finding inspiration from each other, I would hope.
I would hope to, and it's definitely, I would say, the purpose of what you did and why you created this. So I'm really glad that it works for you. I'm quite impressed about it. What about you, Gjyljana? How is Çkapame, if I'm right, your podcast?
I want to congratulate, sorry, Gina, about these concepts of art, and also it's great to hear that they have used the virtual art to create and not be related only to being in person, because we see that AI is kind of changing and will change more over our everyday life. Even art will be not excluded from that. So it's great to hear that they have used even this kind of way to promote art and connect artists. About Çkapam podcast, it is a way that we have created to talk, mostly to talk and to hear about what's happening around. It has kindly changed through time, because firstly we started that by talking with our different people and also our collaborators, and we want to make it more professional, to talk with artists in the future, to promote their work, but not only that, with managers, with art managers, with directors, and different kind of artists and industries related to art, to see their opinion, what's going around their work, how are they doing, what is needed, some problems that they are facing, to be it more social, not just promoting and saying good things and forgetting the real problems that they are facing in real life. So we think that it is very important to connect this kind of spheres, like the social one and the artistic one, to be more concrete and to come to people that want to see this kind of artists and managers not only connected to their work, but as persons living in this country. So this is mainly what we have thought, and also we are thinking and creating a strategy how to implement it in the future, not to just produce videos, informative ones, but also to talk to this kind of people.
Okay, well, thank you both for your answers, and it's really wonderful the way you choose in order to make promotion of artistic creation. Related to this, I was thinking about if you could, for example, both of you give me one unique characteristic of the art that is produced in your area, or if you have any example, for example, of a recent artistic production that really amazed you or surprised you in a way that you weren't expecting it.
Yeah. Oh no, I went first last.
Yeah, please, Gjyljana, you can go. Sorry.
Okay. It's a bit difficult to find just a word, but I guess it might be probably challenging. Challenging because artists now are having a lot of problems finding money and to fund their ideas and to find support, because there's less money for them right now, and they had to do a lot of work. Most of the money that are being funded for artists is coming from the EU, different kind of programs, projects, but also they are trying to collaborate in the regional schemes and to find different networks to connect. I have been to different artistic events, but one of them that I would like to emphasize, it's one in Albania, a movie that was produced in Brazil about an artist that has recently passed away, a famous writer called Ismail Kadare, about a book called A Broken April, because all the happenings of the book are happening in April, and this book written during the communist era in Albania. And then they have this director from Brazil has found the opportunity to use this book to produce a movie, and it was a book produced in the 1970s, I guess, which was the most problematic area for artists in Albania. And the movie was released in the early 2002, I guess, and the movie was promoted during the earlier week in Albania for the first time through the Embassy of Brazil in Tirana, because in Albania we have this kind of cultural weeks that they are producing, and they're giving in Albania some kind of exhibitions or movies or concerts or carnivals that has happened during this weekend in Vlora about also the Brazil Cultural Week. And it was a different kind of thing to see in Albania for this kind of movie, even if the writer has recently passed away. And it was a great example how art has no language, has no barriers. It can be used everywhere, and it can be beautifully represented in different languages and different cultural origins. It was such a great feeling to see that movie in Tirana.
Okay, wow, wonderful. And it also seems to look like interculturality is a part of the art that is produced here in the Balkans. What about you, Gina? Would you have any specific word, a short word or short sentence to describe all of this, and maybe something to illustrate it with?
Sure. Again, just to respond to Gjyljana really quick, such a cool project you're messaging. You're after my own heart. I'm so obsessed with the idea of like art bringing different cultures together, and this idea of like a language without words that is art. So cool. Yeah, I was like sitting here thinking of a single word, and I'm stuck between two to describe our projects. One being fun. I think this is like sometimes forgotten in a lot of these larger, thematic discussions. But what people like about art and cultural events is that they're fun. You know what I mean? And the other word I would use is unique. I think we are here trying to really push the boundaries of like what kind of art projects and performances are out there. Nathan, as you know, we recently hosted a project where we had two contemporary dancers, one from Russia living in Belgrade and one from France. And they were going to come to our space and create a collaborative performance over the course of a week and then perform it at the end. And right before they arrived, they asked us actually if there were any local musicians around who might want to collaborate with them. Um, I only knew our local rapper friend, who is also the lead singer of the metal band in Smederevo. So I offered just see what would bounce back. I was like, we know a band of teenagers who play in a metal band, and they're great. And the dancers were like, awesome, sounds perfect. So we actually hosted a project where we had a metal band playing like slowed down ambient versions of their songs while two contemporary dancers performed to that music. And it was weird, it was experimental, and
Yeah, I was
everybody
there.
left.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was cool. Everybody left feeling like it
it was
was
cool.
something they'd never seen before. And I think there's a lot of value in like loved it, didn't love it. All eyes were like on the stage because it was like, what is happening? And like, does this work? Does it not work? I think there is a lot of value just in experimenting and showing people that like all these projects don't need to fit a cookie cutter. And mind you, this was done with no funding. You know, we to be fair, the dancers did have funding to travel here, but they had done a bunch of different performances in different cities. But you know, our boys had their instruments and speakers. We like spent $5 printing posters, and a bunch of people showed up, and it was so fun.
Oh yeah, and it was I was there, and it was a very interesting event, and the artists were very close to the stage and the audience. They could speak with them. I've had discussion with the Russian artist and the dancer, and it was a very nice moment. I really hope that you will be able to organize some others, and maybe a little bit more personal questions, but related to your professional activity. Of course, well, you look like you're interested in art, if I'm not mistaken. So if I can ask you, um, what is your most favorite art form? One that is slightly above the others, if you want to share it with us. Maybe Gjyljana, if you want to start. Um,
I guess it's theater. I love theater also because it's very personal. It connects. It's kind of personal connection with directly with the artist and with the play, and it makes you feel things and emotions that you cannot feel it through just watching movies. So I guess this is my connection with theater.
Okay, theater then, and you can understand, at least I do, that you like theater regarding what you promote and all this. It's really passionate, and especially I would say theater in the Albanian language, which might not seem to be as shown as it could be. What about you, Gina?
I don't know. It's such a hard question. I like one of those people who likes everything and then tries to squish it together and get them to collaborate. But if I really had to answer, I don't know if this is like a technical art form, but like I'm really interested in like rebellious art. So like graffiti, underground concerts, protest art, anything where like art is really being used as a way for people to either connect on, I don't know, the underground side or to send a message that's maybe against the standard. I see value in all art, but just as a personal preference, I don't love how sterile sometimes fine art feels. You know, a clean, white art gallery room. Again, beautiful stuff happens there. But for me, I would rather go into an like through an alley into an underground room where there was like a concert or an art show going on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand some kind of alternative ways of showing and doing art. Sorry, I just wanted to know, and related to all of this, what artist would you like to drink a coffee with? If you ever had one artist to meet, anyone who is like from the other previous centuries or nowadays. Anyone who would like to, like instantly, who would you like to drink a coffee with? Because it's chill chat, so it's a coffee discussion. If we could invite anyone, who would it be?
Absolutely, I would choose Salvador Dali because he is such a great, famous painter, and I love his kind of doing his paintings, the philosophies that he has used. So he's the one.
I literally was going to say the same thing. That's so funny. So I'll go with my backup option. But yeah, Dolly, I think would be an absolute trip to have a coffee with. I'd be so interested. Backup option, Rick Rubin is like a producer in hip hop, not an artist himself, but just has been involved in some of the like most iconic hip hop albums and songs ever, and rock too, like Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff. Just goes in with bands and like sits down, listens with them, offers ideas on how to make their sounds better, more interesting, different. And would love, I guess, if this could be a place where people could do that together with each other. So that would be my next coffee option.
Oh, okay. And if you could ever bring them somewhere in the region, in the Balkans, where would you like it to be? In the cities or, I don't know, next to a lake, next to a river? If you would have to bring Salvador Dali to some place, where would he be interested? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think we've both been kind of talking about it a lot, but I think there's so many cool things going on in the smaller towns around the Balkans. Whereas like sometimes the cities get all the big concerts and cultural events. There's some really great little pockets of very talented artists and musicians all over in tiny towns. I mean, it sounds like a cop-out answer, but Smederevo, easy. There's so many talented young people here that I don't even want to show just Dolly like the world. They're so cool.
I would show him two cities uh, in Tirana, the capital, because it is slightly changing and creating a lot of skyscrapers, which I don't like them, but it might produce some artistic content from him. And on the other side, would choose to show him Pogradec, which is a small city with a lake, because it's he has, as I know, he has used and he has lived in a smaller city like Gjyljana, in a part of it, and he has been influenced by the sea and by the islands to create. So that's kind of thing that it would look familiar to him. So it's kind of mystic place. The lake, it's quite beautiful, and yeah, these are the two cities, the capital, and for being extravagant as he was on his artwork. On the other side, quiet and inspired by the sea and the water around. So a smaller one and a bigger one city in Albania.
Oh, wonderful. I definitely think that they will be surely interested into going there and discovering the diversity of cultural, artistic production we have there in the region. Thank you very much for taking part in this. I'm sorry, we will have to shorten it and we will have to end up the live stream. But it was a real pleasure to have this discussion with you, to learn to discover your entrepreneurial activities and your social activities. And if you want to finish on a quick note, I would be glad to hear you sharing anything you want, your future projects, something you want to share with people who want to start entrepreneurship, anything you would like. We would be delighted for it.
Yeah, I can jump on since we're finishing up really quick. One big piece of advice I would give to anybody who has any entrepreneurial idea they would like to start is you can do things along the way. You don't need to be all the way ready to launch your perfect business to get started. One of the best pieces of advice we ever got was safe to fail experiments. So while you are working on starting your idea, find small little projects where you can test the waters along the way. Find little ways that you can, I don't know, get involved in your local community or bring people in to start building your own community around your idea. I see that Gjyljana just bounced
Yeah,
off, Nathan. Sorry about that.
I think Gjyljana just ran out of battery, so So that's quite sad. I wish she could come back. I don't know, but yeah, of course, of course. Maybe a small questions because you were talking to me that it was some kind of challenging, but it was also interesting to organize events without many funds. But on the opposite, if you ever had some unlimited resources for organizing a project, what would it be? In Smederevo, of course.
I mean, yeah, I was just gonna say that the virtual projects we did, we literally organized using WhatsApp, a free version of Canva, and Instagram. You know what I mean? Like there was no money put into that at all. And again, some of those artists that we've worked with have turned into in-person participants for our other projects. You know what I mean? So just putting yourself out there and using, there's so many free resources, especially online, available to people. Um, and then I don't know. I mean, we did a project last year where we invited graffiti artists to come in and decorate some of the walls in our house, and we just let them choose the wall that inspired them the most and put whatever design on it they wanted, with approval from us, of course. But we approved all of them. They were all so cool. And yeah, I mean, we spent money from our own pockets for that, but we were very clear with the advertising that we were offering, paying for the paint, letting them stay here for free, and giving them food while they were here. So for 5 large-scale, beautiful pieces of artwork in our house now, you can see on our Instagram, we spent like food on feeding our new friends spaghetti dinners, and that was it. You know what I mean? It was like such an easy, fun thing to do with huge results that have now turned into backdrops for concerts and dance performances. So now, you know, these artists got to do a design they always wanted on a wall. They got to go hang out somewhere cool for a week. And now, you know, dancers and musicians get a cool background for their performance, cool photos, and the artist's art is continuously shown to new people and audiences too. So it just all turns out to be so symbiotic. So I don't know. Point being, there are so many resources around you, especially when it comes to having friends. And new friends are so easy to make if you are putting yourself out there in the right communities.
Oh, okay. And maybe I'm sorry. Um, and maybe related to this, do you think that sometimes lacking of financial resources can foster artistic creation? Do you think that sometimes having too many resources doesn't help artists that much because they have too many possibilities and it doesn't create any challenge on artistic creation? I'm sorry, I'll shorten it because we'll have to cut the live stream, but yeah, if you want,
Well, I mean, you know
if
me,
you
I
ever
could chat
want
all
to.
day. I would be hesitant to ever suggest that there should be less funding for artists. I actually think the problem, like Gjyljana was saying, is a lack of funding for artists. But to your point, I do think there is something beneficial in the creative process about having your back against the wall. You know, like sometimes if you do have too much freedom, I don't know if it like makes your like creativity worse, but it might make you lazier. It might make you feel like you have more time to relax. It might not push you to your boundaries as much. But once again, I would never advocate for there to be less funding for the arts. In fact, more. One thing that I would say is if there could be more funding for the arts with less strings attached, you know, I think sometimes artists are the best ones at deciding their own creative path. And a lot of projects, which is also okay, you know, sometimes boundaries can um, catalyze the creative process also. But I think there's so many grants and art residencies and so many things out there that are competitive, surrounded by certain themes, searching for certain demographics, which again is all fine. I get that. But I fear that sometimes artists are spending so much time trying to find funding or applying for funding or programs or anything that it's taking away from their time to create art, do what they're
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to do. So for example, an organization like us, I would love to be, you know, some sort of middleman where it's like, let us take off some of like, maybe we could find the funding and invite you to come here to create a project with other people. Maybe we can handle the logistics while you can handle the creative pieces of the project. You know, I think organizations like ours might be important in, you know, just giving artists time to do the art.
Yeah, and that's what they would like to do first instead of just being searching for some. Thank you very much, Gina. I also thank Gjyljana, if she can hear us. It was a very nice meeting. It was very nice exchange we've had. I'm definitely glad that we got to meet and we got to organize this event. It was very interesting. I hope in the future that you will get to concretize your idea and do whatever you want to do. I hope as well that Gjyljana can be able to release her mobile app and to broaden the activities she does in Almanart, even though it's very interesting. And yes.
Would it be all right, Nathan, if I give a shout out to a few people really quickly?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you go ahead.
So number one, being involved in the RISE program has helped us years later as an alumni. So anyone with an idea who is looking to, I don't know, have some support in getting it started, I would definitely recommend looking you guys up. It's been just a constant benefit for us for years, like I said, years in the future. And we met so many cool connections who have continuously supported us. So big shout out to RISE. And then also just other people, other organizations, if people listening are interested in just a few other places that are really doing a lot of cool stuff with art and culture. We have great friends, Vrog. They're a hot sauce company from Smederevska Palanka. They do a lot of great work, not only creating awesome hot sauce, but organizing like skateboarding events in their city.
Oh, wow.
Also Breaking the Silence, is Breaking the Silence Smederevo, are our friends who do
Yeah.
all of the punk rock concert organization in Smederevo. They also have a podcast that does like just talking about the punk rock hardcore scene. It's in Serbian. If anyone's interested in that at all, they should look it up. And then one last one, Duke Festival in Čačak is where all of our graffiti friends are from, and they organize it. And it's a huge graffiti festival, music festival that happens in Čačak, Serbia every year. And if you've never been through there, you should definitely check it out.
Okay, yeah. Well, I will definitely because I still have to see many places in Serbia. And about breaking the silence, we talked about them on our website. You can see it on the question and answers interview. So I definitely hope that all of them will get the lights they need. They get the visibility they need. Even though I think they have. They seem to have, but yeah, I hope
It's good.
I
Always
hope the
good.
best for. It's always good. It's always good. I hope the best for you, and I hope the best for Almanart as well. And yeah, it was a real pleasure. So
Well, thanks for
thank you very
everything,
much.
Nathan.
Thank you very much for everybody who attended the Chill Chat webinar. I hope it was interesting for you, and I hope that we will get in the future to be able to talk about many other subjects about and topics about social entrepreneurship. It's always a pleasure to share those stories of you on RISE. And so yes, also many thanks to the people who attended this event. And if you ever have feedbacks to do, we would be delighted. We are on Facebook and Instagram, as well as House of Urnebes, as well as